Allardyce Cardiff City. In another all-Premier League encounter, holders Chelsea visited St Mary's to face Southampton. And Swansea City hosted an in-form Arsenal at the Liberty Stadium. Arguably the tie of the round saw West Ham United host Manchester United for an all-Premier League clash. United are the FA Cup's most decorated side, winning a record 11 times. In their way was a club steeped in cup traditions and holding their own since promotion. Sir Alex Ferguson and Sam Allardyce knew a hard encounter was in prospect for both sides. Joe Cole made his second debut for the Hammers. Gary Taphouse is your commentator.
Jack Collison with the corner for West Ham United. A good delivery. Oh, the header down is off the line by Scholes. And then Carlton Cole thought he was in for a tap-in. Well, it's Alou Diarra with the header down. Scholes clears, and then great clearing header by Vidic. It's Vidic! Great clearance off the line. Well, it was Dan Potts on the post. Hernandez to Raphael. Hernandez gets the return all the way through, cleverly! Superb finish from Tom Cleverley. Well, the West Ham defence just seemed to evaporate here, but it's still a terrific finish past Jussi Jääskeläinen. There's Jay. Now Joe Cole. Collins! Great header from James Collins. The assist from Joe Cole on his second West Ham debut. Look at this for a cross. And a fabulous header for 1-1. Manchester United's lead lasted just 4 minutes. Ball drops to Joe Cole. Joe Cole's cross. Collins! It's the same combination for West Ham. Joe Cole with the cross. James Collins with the header. And it's 2-1 to West Ham. Oh, that's a fabulous header from James Collins. Jarvis with the cross, no ball. Taylor, Cole. So close to 3-1. Sam Allardyce can't believe it. Cushion header from Noble into Matty Taylor. Here's Raphael. And there's Giggs. And that is a big chance for Manchester United. Good cross from Raphael. Giggs gets above Demel. Time running out. It's Ryan Giggs. Lovely ball. That's looking for Robin van Persie. It's a stoppage time equaliser. What a ball from Ryan Giggs. It's a beauty. And the take from Van Persie is magnificent. His 20th goal of the season.
Is for the faithful, who each year suffer the expectation and apprehension, the fervent passion and nail-biting tension. This is for those grasping at the tiniest of hopes against the greatest of odds, that it could be this year, this moment, this chance, this dream, this cup. The FA Cup on ESPN.
Luton were one of 4 non-league teams left in the third round as they faced Wolves. And it was the Championship side who had the first sniff of goal. Kevin Doyle almost grabbing his 7th of the season. 59 league places separated the two sides prior to kick-off, but just a minute into the second half, Alex Lawless ensured there would be an upset at Kenilworth Road, firing home the game's decisive goal. Luton were good value for their lead as a spirited display ensured they were in the hat for round 4. And when Christoph Berra's late header hit the woodwork, the writing was on the wall for Ståle Solbakken, who was dismissed at the final whistle after just 6 months in charge. Brighton welcomed Newcastle to the Amex Stadium, having knocked out Alan Pardew's side in the 4th round last season. And it was to be the same fate for the Magpies this time round. First, Wayne Bridge did tremendously well to hook a left-footed cross to Andrea Orlandi. His delightful touch and finish set the Seagulls on their way. Newcastle's Shola Amiobi had been sent off for 2 bookable offences before Will Hoskins sealed victory late on, rolling in David Lopez's pass. Brighton 2, Newcastle 0. New Forest manager Alex McLeish went into this third round tie with League One strugglers Oldham, still searching for a first win since his appointment. The visitors only had themselves to blame for the first goal, Matt Smith turning it into his own net to put Forest ahead. But Oldham came out in the second half not looking like a side 32 league places below their opponents. Robbie Simpson's classy strike bringing Paul Dickoff's side level. And just 4 minutes later, Simpson scored again, latching onto Dean Furman's perfect cross to make it 2-1. The 4th round looked increasingly distant for Forest after they went down to 10 men, when Danny Collins saw red for his last man challenge on Matt Smith. And from the resulting free kick, Jose Baxter put Oldham 3-1 ahead to cap a whirlwind comeback. 3 goals in just 7 minutes. Forest eventually scored a second through Billy Sharp, but it proved to be nothing more than a consolation as Oldham progressed. Having been knocked out by Swindon last term, Wigan were hoping to avoid another giant-killing act at the hands of Bournemouth. And the Premier League club started as their status suggested, Mauro Baselli taking advantage of some sloppy play by the visitors before unleashing a shot that was saved by Shwan Jalal. Bournemouth hadn't lost since Eddie Howe returned to the manager's chair in mid-October, winning 12 of 16 in that sequence and found their feet in thunderous style. Eunan O'Kane's brilliant strike from outside the box, giving the Cherries the lead and hope of an upset. But Wigan were awarded a penalty when Simon Francis hauled down Maynor Figueroa inside the 6-yard box. Jordi Gomez saw his spot kick saved by Jalal, only for the Spaniard to coolly slot home the rebound, giving the Latics another chance to progress via a replay at Dean Court. Cardiff City's 1927 FA Cup success is the only in the club's history. Today they took to the field as the undoubted giants against non-league Macclesfield Town. With the Bluebirds 7 points clear at the top of the Championship, a tough day was in store for their hosts. At Moss Rose was Richard Kaufman.
Well, 81 places higher than Macclesfield or Cardiff, but it's the home seed who started brighter. Barnes Homer now to Henry. And that's the first save that either goalkeeper has had to make. Pretty comfortable for Joe Lewis. Decent strike though by Charlie Henry, this. Nicely held up by Macclesfield's top scorer, Barnes Homer. And they have looked the likelier side so far. Hit long in towards the captain Brown, and it's Henry arriving. Well, a really good chance this for Macclesfield. Brown causing problems, and he just didn't get hold of it, did he, Henry? John. Rules. Oh, a lovely link-up play. Now can he pick up anyone? Yes, he can. He's picked up Nat Jarvis. Lovely team move, this from Cardiff City. It's a little harsh on Macclesfield. Lovely 1-2 this. And the 17-year-old Declan John picked up Nat Jarvis on his debut. Playing for Forest Green against Macclesfield on loan a few weeks ago. Now in Cardiff colours. John picks out Kiss. Rose, fell. Thought he might hit that one. There to clear as it foul! What an excellent save by Lance Cronin. He's kept Macclesfield in it here. Really sweetly struck by McPhail on his comeback game. McGrath again. Time running out. Barnes-Homer! Equaliser! No more than Macclesfield and their manager Steve King had deserved. 19th goal of the season, and Moss Rose goes wild. Really good play here by McGrath. Decided against crossing on his right foot, swung it over on his left, and Barnes-Homer met it on the half volley. 5 minutes to go. It's 1 goal apiece. Wynn swings it across. Brown went up for it. It's a penalty. Goodness me. Andy Moody has pointed to the spot. Well, Cardiff can't believe this. Pablo Mills having his shirt pulled by Nat Jarvis. That's what the referee's seen. What an opportunity then for Barnes-Homer. He scored again. Macclesfield surely heading into the 4th round of the FA Cup for the first time in their history. Barnes-Homer the hero. Incredible. It's Macclesfield Town 2, Cardiff 1.
Sunderland travelled to the Reebok Stadium unbeaten in their last 8 games against Bolton, but the Black Cats found themselves behind inside the opening quarter of an hour. Young Chung Lee capitalising on a mistake from the usually ever-reliable Simon Mignolet. And Dougie Freeman's side would strike again. Marvin Sordell doubling the Trotters' lead with a close-range header minutes after the restart. Sunderland found a breakthrough when Connor Wickham registered his first of the season to give the Premier League strugglers a lifeline. And the comeback was complete when Craig Gardner's stunning drive brought Sunderland level with 15 minutes left to play. It finished all square in Lancashire. Fulham fielded a strong as possible lineup for their tie with Blackpool, but looked ill at ease against their championship opponents in the early exchanges at Craven Cottage. Ludovic Silvestre and Chris Basham combined to set up Thomas Ince, but David Stockdale denied the much-coveted midfielder. Fulham responded. Dimitar Berbatov's cross was blocked before Steve Sidwell's deeper centre found Ashkan Dejega. The Iranian's pullback was fired goalwards by Brian Ruiz, but Kirk Broadfoot was in the way. Blackpool are 21 places lower than Fulham in the league ladder, but shocked their host by taking the lead on the hour mark. Nathan Delfonso raced away on the left before cleverly teeing up Silvestre to fire the Seasiders in front. But Blackpool had kept only 1 clean sheet in their last 11 FA Cup matches, and with 10 minutes on the clock, Fulham drew level thanks to a 25-yard strike from Georgios Karagounis. Chelsea are the FA Cup holders and the team of the new millennium, dominating this tournament in recent seasons. Southampton's sole success was way back in yesteryear, 1976, a legendary vintage on the south coast. This afternoon, the Saints took a break from a survival fight. New signing Demba Ba was seen making his first Chelsea start by your commentator, Guy Mowbray.
Cork. Lovely ball from Puncheon, collected by Rodriguez, who finishes beautifully. Southampton in front. J-Rod on the score sheet. 2 fantastic touches from the Southampton number 9. Moses finds Hazard. Mata skips past the challenge. Demba Ba is in, and Ba scores on his debut to draw Chelsea level. Great work this from Juan Mata. He's easily past Yoshida. Does Ba get there? Just. Cole. Moses. Back with Victor Moses to strike. Chelsea have the lead. Right on the stroke of half-time. Really well taken by Moses. Hazard. Now Mata sold the dummy toward Prowse. Clipped into Ivanovic. 3-1 Chelsea. Branislav Ivanovic has himself a 6th goal of the season. Another one made by Mata. And Ivanovic made the rest look easy. Well, Font's made a mess of that. Demba Ba now to deal with. Moses. Ramirez thought about the strike. Hazard into Demba Ba, who scores again. A double on debut. Well, Chelsea have well and truly wrapped it up now. Ba got in front of Font, stayed there and scores. Mata over the head of Cork for Moses. Ba wants it. Ba's going to get it. And Artur Boruc denies him the hat-trick. Look at Ba setting off into the middle. He overtakes Højfeldt. Just can't quite squeeze the ball in. Marin manages to get into the box. Now outside for Lampard. Was that handball? Well, the referee couldn't have been better placed. And he gives it again, Steve Davis. Chest onto arm. Penalty given. Frank Lampard scores again. 193 Chelsea goals. 5 goals for Chelsea today.
The One Call Stadium was the venue for Liverpool's visit to Mansfield Town, and on a weekend of impressive debuts, Daniel Sturridge continued that trend as he rolled home his first goal for the Reds after only 7 minutes. The Stags had been piling pressure on their guests when Brendan Rodgers sent Luis Suarez on, and straight away the Uruguayan grabbed a highly controversial goal to put Liverpool 2-0 up. A clear handball not picked up by the officials. Matt Green did pull one back for the non-leaguers, but they didn't have enough to force a replay. Mansfield cruelly out, Liverpool through to round 4. Tottenham took on Coventry City at White Hart Lane. Clint Dempsey put Spurs ahead, latching onto a Gareth Bale flick. Bale then got himself on the score sheet. The Welshman at full stretch to double the lead for Andre Villas-Boas's side. Spurs had won the previous 3 meetings between the two sides, and it was business as usual. Dempsey scored his second and Tottenham's third to continue their FA Cup campaign. Manchester City were expected to make light work of Championship side Watford, and Carlos Tevez got the opener after 25 minutes. His sweetly struck free kick flying past Jonathan Bond. An estimated 6,000 travelling Watford fans then saw Gareth Barry putting the gloss on a fine move, heading in just before the break. City's preparations for this match were sullied somewhat by the pictures of Mario Balotelli and boss Roberto Mancini having a pushing contest at training. Putting the dispute to one side, the Italian striker made a substitute appearance and came close to creating a third for his team. Tevez putting the rebound wide. Balotelli seemed determined to create headlines for footballing reasons. Again, his long-range effort was parried by Bond. However, this time the rebound was converted. Marcos Lopez, a 17-year-old debutant, gleefully accepting the invitation. Aston Villa last met Ipswich in the FA Cup in the 1996 quarter-final, running out 3-1 winners. 17 years on, there looked to be a shock on the cards at Villa Park when the Championship side took the lead just after the half-hour mark. Michael Chopra muscling his way past Nathan Baker before seeing his shot rammed into the net by Eric Lehigh. Chopra taking the plaudits nonetheless. Villa are just 1 point above the relegation zone in the Premier League and without a win in 4. But up their game after the break. Some composed play in midfield led to Barry Bannon finding Charles Nzogbia, who released Darren Bent to score his first goal since late September. Andreas Weimann came off the bench for the home side, and the Austrian striker who scored against Swansea in the league a week ago headed past Scott Loach to put Villa into round 4. Arsenal are a club in dire need of reacquainting themselves with their rich tradition of winning English football's top prizes. Today, Arsene Wenger's side visited the Liberty Stadium for a difficult tie against Premier League rivals Swansea City. Martin Tyler has the mic.
Here's Danny Graham trying to win them the cup tie here with a stinging shot turned aside by Szczesny. De Guzman with the free kick, and it's off the bar and over, and Kyle Bartley reflects on what might have been a magic moment for him. Santi Cazorla, Giroud, Ramsey denied, back by Gibbs, and Vaughan makes a terrific save. Olivier Giroud's hurt though. It's a hamstring. Can he find a shot here? He does! What an impact! Arsenal must have feared the sight of him coming on with plenty of justification. Totally against the run of this second half. It's Swansea City who scored the first goal of this third round FA Cup tie. Sanya, Koscielny. Well, there it is, the equaliser from Podolski. It's no big surprise. Another error by Swansea. Wilshere. Arsenal have got them at their mercy. Gibbs. Can he hit it in first time? He can. Arsenal get their desserts. And this time it's another left footer. And a glorious volley from Kieran Gibbs, who nominally is their left back. He's hardly played there in this match. He's been up in those sort of positions. And when it fell for him, he smashed it in. Augustine with the corner. And they might be in here, Swansea. They are! It is Danny Graham! Incredible! 2-2 again at the Liberty. Walcott takes the corner. Oh, what a save by Vaughan! And Koscielny put it over, but Vaughan kept out the first header. Incredibly.
Middlesbrough met Hastings United at the Riverside. The Ryman Premier League outfit are the lowest ranked in the competition, and with a massive 131 places separating the two teams, the Championship side were expected to ease through. The non-leaguers started nervously, and when Jamie Crellin upended Ishmael Miller in the box, the travelling faithful must have feared the worst. But Miller's tame spot kick was saved by Liam O'Brien, a man who was drafted in late on for injured regular keeper Matt Armstrong-Ford. Sadly for the Arrows, 5 minutes later, Merouane Zemama curled an unstoppable shot past the helpless O'Brien. It was the Moroccan's first FA Cup goal, doubling his tally for the season. At the beginning of the second period, the game started to slip away from Hastings. Luke Williams' corner was poked home by Andy Halliday. Then Zemama again punished the South Coast side, his speculative long-range effort deflecting past O'Brien. 3-0 and Borough were coasting, making amends for last season's shock defeat to League Two side Burton. But from the kick-off, United finally got the goal they so sorely craved. Bradley Goldberg picking the ball up in the middle of the park before unleashing an incredible drive. Borough went on and notched a fourth as they safely went through. Miller getting his second, a neat curling finish from the edge of the box. 4-1 Middlesbrough, Hastings' excellent run ending, but with pride intact. League One Crawley welcomed Reading in a bid to reach round 4 for a third successive season. The tie began in stunning fashion, a great individual effort from Nicky Adams in the first minute, putting Crawley ahead. But their Premier League opponent struck back. Adam Lafondra finding the back of the net with Reading's first real opportunity of the afternoon. Brian McDermott's side had only managed one win in 10 in the league, but Gareth McCleary showed some fancy footwork and set up Noel Hunt to put Reading 2-1 ahead. It was all sealed in the second half. Hunt was brought down in the box by Joe Walsh, and Lafondra stepped up and ended any hopes of an FA Cup upset. The Royals march on. Here's a recap of the third round results so far. A Danny Hilton hat-trick saw Aldershot beat Rotherham, while Huddersfield overcame Charlton 1-0 at the Valley. Derby hit 5 past Tranmere, Leeds and Birmingham will play again after they drew 1-1 at Elland Road, and Millwall disposed of Preston by a solitary goal. Sheffield United and Norwich are both through thanks to 3-0 victories over Oxford and Peterborough respectively. And Robin van Persie ensured Manchester United will meet West Ham in a replay. That's it from us. The holders are through in style, while Manchester United left it late. Bye for now.